This short video will demonstrate how to update the firmware of a device. In this case, we're going to use a Promethean interactive touchscreen that is enrolled to the MDM server. This device has the firmware version of 2.2.0. This is a video camera facing the screen of a device, and using the local update manager we can see that the local version is indeed 2.2.0. This is a live stream, of course. The device dashboard shows the version of the firmware, and there is an option to check for updates. As we can see, there is a new firmware available, a more recent firmware. And in the commands, there is a firmware update command. So clicking this command will start the firmware update process. Click on confirm, and you can see on the bottom right the command was sent to the device and the update process starts. Now this is quite a long process. The video camera will continue looking at the screen. You can see the command is now pending and waiting for the entire process to finish. The process includes downloading the actual firmware and applying this firmware to the device. And the firmware update process started. That was a completely touchless process, meaning that we did not touch the device itself. Everything was initiated remotely. Let's see the entire process at a much higher speed. And going back to the local firmware management, we now see that the new firmware is applied. It's 2.3.03. And the same, of course, on the dashboard. When we try to check for updates, it will pop up with a message that no updates are available. And when we query the command history, we can see that the command was successfully executed. Refreshing the device list, indicates the proper firmware version.